Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining our first ever Zoom volunteer open house. This program is being recorded, so if you do not want to appear on camera, please just turn them off now. My name is Ellen Mutner, and I'm the Director of Volunteers. And let's start off with talking about Northern Westchester Hospital. Northern Westchester Hospital is a part of the Northwell Health. We provide quality, patient-centered care through a unique combination of medical expertise, leading-edge technology, and a commitment to humanity. And it's all close to home. Over 650 highly skilled physicians and staff of professional caregivers are here to ensure that you and your family receive the best treatment with caring, respectful, and nourishing environment. Our hospital has established extensive internal quality measures that surpass standards. Our high quality standards help ensure that the treatment you receive here is among the best in the nation. At Northern Westchester Hospital, our mission is to provide the very best medical care while keeping our communities healthy. That's why we're committed to programs that promote prevention, healing, and wellness. As I said before, this is our first volunteer Zoom open house, so we may have some technical difficulties. So please bear with us. Let's begin with some volunteer trivia. A poll should pop up on your screen. Pop up? Oh, you can just read that. Number one, which country has the highest volunteer participation? Would it be the United States, Germany, Canada, or Turkmenistan, sorry. Two, which? Still answering the question. No? Okay, good. I guess two. Question number two. Which of these celebrities did volunteer work? Khloe Kardashian, Taylor Swift, Hilary Swank, or Jennifer Aniston? Gemma, can you pull up the poll? Yeah, just so we could see the question. Oh, I have it. Oh, question number three. Volunteering has been shown to decrease symptoms of depression. True or false? And four, volunteering has been proven to increase your lifespan. True or false?
Hi, everyone. My name is Luda Samuels, and I am the volunteer coordinator. I'm going to go over some of the volunteer applications and the requirements for volunteering at Northern Westchester Hospital. All volunteers need to be 16 years old or older. Due to COVID and the extreme circumstances of the pandemic, we as a hospital decided to make the age 16 and up. Volunteer days are Monday through Fridays, and the hours are generally 9 to 5 p.m. We do not have volunteering on the weekends. Summer volunteer days are Monday to Friday. Volunteer hours are 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Summer volunteering starts on July 5th for this year. Fall, winter, and spring volunteer hours are Monday to Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. The maximum number of volunteer hours per week is 8 hours. As potential volunteers, you have to fill out a volunteer application that can be found on our website and will also appear in the chat right now. You must include your immunization records and COVID card. Everyone who volunteers here must be vaccinated. Part of the application is confidentiality forms that must be signed before you volunteer. Volunteers are privy to patient information, and all information is confidential. All completed paperwork must be emailed to the volunteer department. All paperwork must be approved by employee health before you're cleared to volunteer. All volunteers over 18 years old must have a background check. There's also a dress code that must be followed that we will email to you once you are qualified as a volunteer. It's general things like no flip-flops, no ripped jeans, just things like that. All volunteers must wear Northern Westchester Hospital volunteer jackets that will be given out on your first day of volunteering. Volunteers are required to have ID badges. It would also be given to you when you start. As part of the application, after you initially mail in your forms, we will email you questions about volunteering and why you want to volunteer, and you must answer them in detail. All volunteers must complete an online orientation and a signed attestation after. All volunteers and employees of the hospital must be masked. We aren't now because we're in our office, but usually we are. Also, it would look silly if we were wearing masks. When you are a volunteer, if you can't make it, you must email or call Ellen or myself. If you are taking a vacation during your volunteer time, you need to tell us in advance. Be aware, at this time, we have limited volunteer opportunities. As much as we appreciate all of you taking your time to do this, we will reach out to selected applicants for interviews after you answer the questions that we need.
So just to discuss some of the volunteer tasks or jobs that are around the hospital, they would be, for instance, delivering flowers or packages or things that need to go to other departments. It may be helping in the gift shop with the cash register or restocking shelves. There's also several departments that have clerical or office work that needs to be done, either data entry or typing up forms or making copies or faxing or scanning. We also have opportunities in our food services department, which would include helping out in the kitchen, the cafeteria, and our outdoor patio. In the volunteer department, we have a very big project that we were going to need some scanning and renaming. In maternity, there are jobs for helping folding linens, making folders. There is the book and magazine cart that can go around. And then we have offsite locations. In our Chappaqua Crossings locations, which is the old Reader's Digest building, ask your parents where that is. That would be greeting and directing patients to their destination. In the Center for Healthy Living, which is connected to Whole Foods in Chappaqua, there is office work there, as well as our accounting department in Armonk.
Volunteers do not shadow doctors or watch surgeries. If that is something that you're interested in, we cannot promise you that you will be able to do that here. Also, to clarify, interns or college or vocational students that are required to have intern hours as part of their college program. High school students, volunteers are not interns. We also do have a senior volunteer experience program for high school students who are required to do what the schools call senior internships, but we call them volunteers. This program is for high school seniors only and is run from May to June in the student's senior year. We select 1 to 2 students from the 8 local school districts who apply for the program. So there are interviews and applications that go with that as well. They rotate through several departments at the hospital and receive school credit for their programs. This year, we also have a speaker series, which we're really proud of having put together. Where different employees give their time to tell the students about their professions. It takes a village to run the hospital. There are many more job opportunities here than doctors and nurses. If anyone is interested in this opportunity, you can contact us in December of 2022, and our emails will be posted in the chat. This is a great opportunity for giving back to the community. Volunteering will also give you opportunities for the future, such as the senior volunteer experience, also college internships, and you never know in the future jobs, perhaps.
We have a junior volunteer that would like to tell you a little bit about her experience volunteering here at Northern Westchester Hospital. Please welcome Gemma.
There you go. Deb. Okay.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Gemma Dean, and I'm a junior at Byram Hills High School. I have been volunteering here since, not that long, only since December, so about 6 months. But so far, I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed being able to contribute to my community in small ways. For example, working in the maternity ward, as Luda and Ellen previously mentioned. Something that I did there was we assembled folders for expecting mothers or mothers that have just given birth in both English and in Spanish. And it's just a really cool thing because even though it's just something small, you're able to give back to your community and be some small part of a very large occasion in someone's life. Like they said, you get really cool opportunities and connections. I know I've been talking to them about maybe getting involved in behavioral health because that is what I'm personally interested in. I hope to one day be a psychiatrist. So maybe even if it's later on, being able to do that, that'd be great. And just being in the building really offers me a lot of resources. I also think there's a lot of value in learning how to work. A lot of times we as a generation get made fun of because our parents always say, no one likes to work. Well, in situations like this, like they said, it is mainly clerical work. Is it the most exciting, riveting? No, it's not like the hospital shows. If you watch Grey's Anatomy, like it's not what your experience is like. You're gonna be filing some stuff, organizing some stuff, helping people around, working in the kitchens. It's not most fascinating work, but like I said, it's entry. Everyone has to start somewhere. It's entry-level work experience, and it's just work experience in general. And learning how to work is something that I think is valuable. The last thing that I want to touch on is the social aspect of this. In a COVID world, I think we all understand that there are not many activities where you actually get to engage with people. Maybe things are starting to improve now, but when I started volunteering, this was not really, everything was still on Zoom. I'm also a part of the PJLC, which is a program through the hospital. If you are a sophomore or freshman and you would like to apply to that program next year, applications will come out probably January of 2022. But even still, that was on Zoom. So I really enjoyed being able to socialize outside of school and with new people that are not from my school. So one of the other people that volunteers here, her name is Kamari, and her and I become friendly because we volunteer at the same time. Sometimes we get each other snacks. We've just become friendly, and she goes to Fox Lane, and it's just a connection that I never really would have had, even though we were both in the same PJLC program. We would never actually have met each other. So it was really nice. It's really nice to be able to connect with other people outside of school and just get to be a part of the Westchester community, not just the community of, for me, it's Armonk, but could be for you, of just Chappaqua, of just Pleasantville, of just Bedford, whatever it is. It's also just nice to be surrounded by people that have interests similar to yours, and it's just a really nice community and a really nice place to be. So I definitely recommend it to all of you, and I think that's why you're all here. But it's really it's a great experience. It's not for the faint of heart, because sometimes you are involved in the hospital, and there are some things that go on that it's like people don't come to the hospital always for happy occasions. But it's still just a really fun experience, especially if you're interested in healthcare, and even if you're not, just learn how to be social and interact with people. So yeah. All right.
Good job,
Thanks.
Emma. Thank you. We're coming back.
Thank you, Gemma. At the end of this meeting, oops, sorry. Okay. At the end of this meeting, there will be a survey. Please fill it out if you're interested in volunteering. That way, we will have your contact information. This meeting is being recorded, like I said at the beginning. If you're interested in receiving it, the link, we will, please email us directly. Gemma will put our email addresses in the chat, and we will email you the link for the recording. Does anyone have any questions? Please put them in the chat now.
What do we want to ask? Do you want to let them raise their hand?
Okay. Gemma will be relaying the questions to us right now.
Good job.
So the voice from the other room is Gemma.
Any questions? Okay.
We did such a good job.
Did we answer everybody's questions and no one has questions?
Or questions for Gemma
Can I-
as well.
Okay, I'm turning 16 in October. Can I still volunteer? Yes. Sunny, you can volunteer in October. So when you, I mean, you can, email us
paperwork.
probably in September and start the paperwork, but when you actually turn 16 is when you can volunteer. And we would be happy to have you. From 3 to 5.
So the volunteer application, we can email out to you. It's several pages long. The first few
Online.
pages, oh, it's online. Actually, Gemma could put that in the chat right now.
The link.
The link is already in the chat, says Gemma from the other room. It is just very basic. We need your name, address, phone number, email, what your interests are, where you go to school. You have to sign the confidentiality form. You also have the medical form, which Luda spoke about the first few minutes we were on this chat. And that form has to be sent to your doctor, be filled out with your immunization record, and your COVID vaccination card has to come back to us.
Once you send all that back to us, I will send you the questionnaire that we have. And then once you fill that out and we have all your paperwork, we will be in touch if we're gonna, ask you to come in for an interview. We will let everybody know whether you're gonna be interviewed or not. And we can always keep your application for future times, but we are very limited in opportunities right now.
The next question. So someone is turning 16 in August, are they able to fill out the paperwork now?
If you want to fill out the paperwork now, that's fine, but we won't be able to process it or do anything with it until you are 16. So you won't be able to start volunteering till probably August or September.
You should probably wait a few months. Wait
Yeah.
till it's closer to your birthday.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Jim, anybody else?
I don't see any. The direct messaging them to me for them to be
Direct messaging them to me. Where do I see that?
No.
More?
Chat.
Chat.
Chat?
I don't see a chat. Oh, dude, no, there's no chat.
If you have a question, please put it in the volunteer department chat.
Not in the Center for Healthy Living because I can't for some reason see them. Don't know why.
It's not popping up here.
It's not coming up here. I see
Okay.
them. Oh, wait, chat.
Chat, hold on.
Oh, wait. Wait, please. Okay, hold on. Oh, she put it in.
Okay, so we have a question.
Okay.
Is there a specific schedule or requirement for the amount of hours per week?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
There is.
We ask that it not be more than 8 hours so that other people get the opportunity to volunteer as well. But if you're volunteering after school and it's during the fall or winter or spring, you can only really come from 3 to 5 because there's no other, usually kids don't get out of school till then. And in the summer, it's 9 to 1. That we do it in the mornings because it really is the most interesting time here. That's when, the doctors do their rounds. And if there is opportunity for any kind of watching of anything, it is at that time.
And it also depends on what department you choose to volunteer in, or what department I should say is available for you to volunteer in. Depends on when they need the volunteer help. Everything is subject to change.
There's a question here. It says on the application, it asks for what areas I'm interested in. If I have no preference, should I write all areas? You should write all areas.
Sure.
And you definitely can write a preference. There's no guarantee that if you're interested in, behavioral health, that's where you're going to go. You just go wherever people need you. Where can I find the application? There's actually a link to the application right in this chat, but you can also find it on Northern Westchester Hospital, right?
Yes, if you Google Northern Westchester Hospital volunteering, click on the first item that comes up. When our website comes up on the right, it says about, oh gosh,
It's there, you'll find it.
contribute now or help now or something, and you click on that and it'll go right to the our website.
The application though is not something you can fill out online. You do have to print it out
Print it
and
out.
then fill it out.
And then fill it out.
We're not that
And
advanced.
then email it to us.
Yes,
How many volunteers?
we're not really sure about.
The volunteer number that we're accepting is unknown at this point because we're not exactly sure what's going to be available come June or this summer, because it's all dependent on the volunteer opportunities around the departments. All subject to change.
Yes. Anything else? Why can't I see them? Oh, because they're sending them to you.
Okay. How many hours per week?
I think I just answered that question, but it's 8.
I don't think there's I think they're also fixed a minimum.
There's not, it's a minimum. We usually ask for at least 2 hours a day if you can, because it's, if you're given a task, you should, it takes a little bit of while for them to show you how to do it. And you don't want to be somewhere for a half hour. So usually it's about 2 hours a day at the minimum.
Yeah.
And at the maximum, it's 8 hours a week.
Yeah, I mean, I say I come in one day to school for 2 hours, but I only come in once.
Gemma comes in once a week on a Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But during the summer, we're only asking for volunteers to come in from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's all dependent on the department that you're in and what they need for you to do.
Every day, every time you come in, it could be a different department.
Because there's always something different happening here at the hospital.
Next question is, what do we do if we don't get out of school until after 3 o'clock?
So you can start volunteering at 3:30 if you want to, but you still can only be here till 5.
Next question, do we have to volunteer every day for 2 hours?
No,
No.
Gemma only volunteers 1 day a week. So even in the summer, you can just volunteer 1 day a week, but we do ask that you take it seriously. It is like a job, and though it's not paid, we do count on you to come in and do things. So if you are not going to be able to come, we do ask that you at least let us know.
What are the main departments that we volunteer?
So the main departments that in the past that have asked for volunteers would be food service. As I said before, it would be helping in the kitchen, the cafeteria, out on the patio of the food service area, the volunteer department, maternity, the gift shop, and there might be other departments that may need volunteers here and there, depending on what projects may arise. There's also our book cart, which is taken around to different departments and given out to patients. We also have one other department, it's the TCU, the Transitional Care Unit, that is looking for volunteers that may play an instrument, and they would love to have music in their group room where they do group setting meetings to have someone play their instrument for the patients.
Yeah, that is something you can include on your application. When you email us the application, you can always say that, you know, I play an instrument or whatever it is. It could even be like there have been kids that brought in baseball cards or stamp collections or whatever it is. You know, I mean, these people are here, they're kind of held captive because they're in the hospital. So any entertainment, how much can you really watch Netflix? I can watch a lot. But
The next question is, if we apply now, do we start the summer session in the beginning of July?
So summer session starts July 5th, after the July 4th holiday. Everyone's away until then.
any more questions? Going once, going twice. You do also have our emails in the chat. So if you do come up with a question, we are happy to answer them at any time. You can email us and we will get back to you at our, whenever we can.
Oh, there's one more.
Okay.
Internships available for college students.
Are the internships available for college?
So The internships are for your specific college. So your college would have to let you know about any internships in your field. Because as we have in the past, if you are going to school for physical therapy and your school of physical therapy has internships, as they mostly do for physical therapy, I know they have several thousand of hours they have to get done for schools of physical therapy, then that would be based on your college. As for internships with high school,
that is not something we do. We call it volunteers, and you are a volunteer. So we do have a program at the end of your senior year. As I said, it's called the Senior Volunteer Experience. And that is something that is run by your school. And you're here, the kids are here for about 4 to 5 weeks. They give 25 to 30 hours a week. And so instead of going to school, they come here and they get credit for it in their high school. If it's college, you get credit for it for classes or internships or whatever it is that you're doing for college. It isn't just you're a college student and you want to do an internship here.
no, we don't do that.
It has to be college credited or high school credited volunteer opportunities.
Some of the programs for high schools, I know Fox Lane High School calls it the Aspire program. I believe Armonk calls it Senior Explorations. Every high school calls it a different name. So you would have to check with your guidance counselor and see what they call it and get more information. It's the spring of your senior year.
Yes. Also, the program that Gemma spoke about is called the President's Junior Council, PJLC, that is run by a different area. And it is also something you have to apply to, something that you have to interview for. And they take 50 kids, but from all 8 or 9 school districts that we work with. So that is something that is also a little harder to get into, but you definitely should apply. And I think they start those applications, as Gemma said, in January. And I think that's something you can find maybe on the Center for Healthy Living website.
But you can look at Northern Westchester Hospital. If you Google Northern Westchester Hospital again, and if you put in the search bar, Junior President's Leadership Council, and then that'll pop up all the information. They also have a page on the Northern Westchester Hospital website with all the information.
Yeah, they just finished accepting applications for the next year, school year, but in January, they will start accepting applications for the 2023-2024 school year. And they actually have started accepting applications for 8th grade and up. So it's 14 and up for them.
I see there's another question.
All right, let's see what it's to say. For the 1,000 hours needed for schools like PA, I'm not sure if you answered this already, but my Wi-Fi is unstable and it was cut off.
So what I was saying is I know a lot of physical therapy majors have to get over 1,000 hours of volunteering / interning. I'm not sure what it is for PA school. I know they have a huge amount of volunteer hours needed as well. Did that answer the question? Okay, well, I think so.
And also, if there are a lot of schools that Northwell works with as a company, but it could be that your school is not part of our schools that we work with. So that is something that we can have changed, but we have to go through legal, and that is something that takes time. So if you are a college student and you want to intern here, you need to start that process a while before, as soon as possible. Like, let's say you have to intern in December, you should start now, because it takes a little while if your school is not part of our program.
When do you accept applicants for volunteering?
Well, for July 5th, which is going to be our summer volunteering, we accept them now. So
well, we have to be the process all the applications. We have to wait for everyone to get their information in. So it's going to be, I'll say, a couple weeks.
Yeah. Also, we have our senior volunteer experience for our high school seniors going on right now. So we are busy with them, and it is just the 2 of us in this department.
Do you sign community service hours?
Of course, yes. If you fulfill the amount of hours that is needed for your school project, we will sign your community service forms.
If we get accepted, how long will it take to let us know if we got it?
Well, like we said, there's only 2 of us and we are very busy with the interns that we have from the high school. So as soon as we get all the applications in, we will let you know a couple weeks
Yeah,
after that,
I would say like towards the end of June.
end of June.
I mean,
yes.
we'll probably let you know like 2 weeks before July.
Are the applications different for summer and school year volunteering?
No, same exact application.
Our applications are the same, whether you're a junior volunteer or an older adult volunteer
Or
or
a college
whatever.
volunteer, they're all the same.
What does it mean to be on the federal government?
As a kid, don't worry about it. It doesn't apply to kids of your age.
Do you only get accepted if you have
Yes,
Yes,
getting
no.
correct.
Now, getting an interview doesn't mean you get accepted, and you only get accepted if you have an interview. What, as I said before, we are very limited in the volunteer positions that we do have because there's just not as much volunteering opportunity after COVID. But we welcome and love all of our volunteers and thank them so much for even wanting to get back to their community. We do want people who are really committed to it and interested in it, and those are the kids that we're going to take. What does it mean on the application? They ask you to have a definite placement. It says that on our application.
I don't know. I don't know. There is no definite placement. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
maybe as a
Well,
Yeah.
maybe just preference of location.
will interviews be over Zoom or?
it's up to you. We prefer in person just because we like to meet the people, but if you
We can
don't
do
feel
both.
comfortable, yeah, whatever you want. I mean, when you volunteer, you have to be here in
Yeah.
person. So if you're not comfortable being in a hospital setting, then that's something you need to think about.
Then this is not the right place for you.
We do wear masks. I mean, we're not wearing them because in our office, we don't really usually wear them, but when we walk outside of here, you have to wear a mask. So, and we don't send regular volunteers, adult volunteers or junior volunteers to COVID rooms or anywhere that they're gonna get hurt. So you have to keep that in mind as well.
Gemma, is that it?
Any other questions?
So like we said before, at the end of this meeting, there will be a survey that will pop up. Please fill that out and include your contact information. And we also said this meeting is being recorded. And if you'd like, we could send you the link to the recording. I see that there are no other questions. So thank you for your time. We appreciate you joining us for our first ever Zoom open house. Hope to see you soon.
Bye. Thank you so much.